Hi everyone, it's Jude. I hope you're having a great week. I hope that everything is going well. This video is all about the full moon that is coming in a couple days, the 23rd or the 24th of July, depending where you are in this beautiful planet. So this video is just about, let's dig into it. Let's look at what energies are coming up, what a little bit of astrology is telling us, and what a little bit of oracle cards, tarot cards can help us navigate these times a little bit better. I find that whenever I see the big picture and what energies are kind of like taking control over me, because they say as above, so below, and that's so true. Whatever is happening out up there, it's being reflected in our lives. Whatever is happening in the macro level, it's also happening in the individual life. So it's so interesting, and I can't wait to tell you all of this. And prepare, put your seatbelt, because this is going to be a very emotional new beginning of month that we're starting. Like, we're ending July, but we're starting August. So Aquarius, with this full moon in Aquarius, it's very emotional. It's this full moon. I mean, you probably already are feeling it, because full moons, you can feel them days before and a lot of days after too, And Aquarius, what did that say to us? Aquarius is the carrier of the water. And what's water? The element of water is just like flowy and emotional and feelings, all about feeling, So Aquarius is a very emotional sign. It's a very dreamy sign. I will say a lot of freedom, a lot of curiosity, and they're very emotional. Like they always make decisions with their heart. They just follow their intuition. They're really good at that, and they're very flexible, just like water. So what did I tell? And that with the full moon, it's like very interesting energy, because we have a full moon. The full moon's function, if you want to say, like, it's literally like a bright light illuminating all these things that you have not looked at in a while, that are hard to deal with, and maybe you've been procrastinating on them. I laugh because I do that, and you just keep putting it on the back, and then you don't realize that that's making you heavy, that's what keeps you worried at night, like awake at night. It's like, and we think like, no, it's just like, I don't even want to think about that, and you think that you're not thinking about it, but we are. So the full moon is just like these bright lights showing you the all the base of your life, like it's corroded, it's contaminated with a lot of pain, a lot of wounds that you haven't closed, a lot of unresolved issues conversation that you haven't had with other people and stuff like that. So the full moon happens once a month, just to keep a cycle of releasing and letting go. More you hold into these angry feelings, or feelings of abandonment, or feelings of I am not enough, that's when it's harder and harder to let them go with time. So it's amazing that the universe gives us this opportunity once a month, but we have to learn to take advantage of this energy, because it's really emotional. It is pulling all these emotions out of you, and you have two options. You let these emotions control you, or you are aware of your emotions and you look at them and observe them. And that's the energy of this full moon. I feel like it's a lot of like, if you can pull yourself out and see what's going on, what's playing, what patterns are playing. I mean, Aquarius in this full moon, it's testing your relationships. And I pulled this card, the tarot card of the Two of Cups. And the Two of Cups normally will be all about your relationships and like how they fulfill you. And normally this is a really good sign, but because I got it on a spread for full moon, this is when it's not longer hidden. This is the first card, and this is really interesting, the Two of Cups, because it's talking all about your relationship. I mean, Aquarius is testing your relationship, And all of them, your relationship with your boss, with your partner, with your family, with your, and especially in Aquarius, especially your feminine sign, your feminine energy, it's digging really deep on it. So you might get triggered by mother wounds, triggers that might come up, because we're looking at the feminine energy a lot. Like in the feminine energy is that nurturing energy that we all have when we were children, you know, like that mom that was taking care of us. And if something didn't work well in there and you got some wounds from that, this week they're definitely coming up, you know. So, and you have to test, they're testing all your relationships, and you have to be your higher self. That's the only answer. You have to not let the anger, the frustration of people not understanding you, because right now we're in this period of people not understanding each other, because they're just, we are all these people. So we are angry and we're frustrated, and we all have mother wounds and parent wounds, because nobody's perfect. Our parents are not perfect, you know. And we are all these angry kids, and we're just mad at each other because you didn't do that, and you didn't fulfill my expectations, you didn't fulfill my needs. So we're just mad at each other. And this week, listen to me, you need to be your higher self. You need to embody your higher self skills and how it navigates through these difficult times, because things are triggering people. Your behavior, the way you think, might be triggering other people, you know. Your opinions might be triggering them. So this week we are called to, get in contact with our emotions, because the full moons bring them out, but at the same time to be your higher self and see the bigger picture, and just don't, and take responsibility for what you put into that, the energy you put into that relationship, because it's easy to blame the other side. The difficult part and the more mature way to deal with this is when you take accountability, you take responsibility for what kind of energy I've been putting in this relationship. And it's really hard. It's really hard to apologize. It's hard to say, yeah, I make those mistakes. As much as you did, I did that too, you know? And like owning to our mistakes and talking about it and trying to respect the other person's point of view. And it's gonna be hard, because this is all the triggers that we are navigating through Aquarius, this full moon in Aquarius. It's going to be hard. We're gonna be like these polar opposites, and we both want to influence on the other. We both want to persuade the other one. Look at my point of view. Look at me, because the the moon is in Aquarius. The moon, it's you. The moon is you, and then the Leo is the sun is on Leo, and those are others. You know, Leo is very extroverted, and then Aquarius is so connected with their feelings that it's like, look at my wounds, look how much I am being affected by this. And the other people are, all of them too, they're like, look at my wounds, I don't care about yours, I'm not responsible for that. And it hurts you. And by you saying the same thing about them, like, I don't care about you, just look at mine, look at what you've done, you know. And they're like, and you're like, yeah, you're not listening to each other. It's really hard. So this week, my advice, the advice that is coming is like, yeah, you're gonna be tested on your relationships, but you have to be your higher self, and that's the only way. And it's a process too, you know. We're gonna fall into anger, frustration, and then we can navigate together and have compassion, let empathy come through, and accept each other. And again, all of this, considering that you have to take care of yourself first, because you're not gonna be able to give other people compassion if you don't have compassion for yourself. Yeah, I am own up for my mistakes, like the mistakes I make, with the energy I put in this relationship, and I forgive myself too, because I'm a human being, and I let my lower self take over sometimes. I let my ego talk or act, and that's all right too. I'm learning from that. I'm learning from every situation. So compassion for ourselves. And then we're going to make a space for having compassion for the other one, for empathy to come true, and to understanding come true, to see the other person's side, to actually listen. And like a mirror, they might do the same. When you act as your higher self, you inspire others to embody their higher self too. So then I asked the other question was like, what do we need to let go? Because the full moon theme, it's always about that. What do I need to let go? It shows you what you need to work on, and after that, the feeling comes and says, okay, I need to let go of anger, of resentment, of self-criticism. I need to let go of the feeling of I am not good enough. Yeah, my parents might have made me feel like that when I was a child, and I've been carrying it all along, but I'm not that anymore. Look at me. And look at your path. We all are growing so much all the time. And sometimes we forget. And we are really hard on ourselves. So this week, try to be very compassionate, very self-love, like loving yourself and understanding yourself, and be aware of your emotions and the feelings that are coming out. And journal about them. I will say journaling is a very helpful tool this time. Journal about these feelings and where are they coming from, and be honest with yourself. These weeks we're gonna have to sit down in front of the mirror and be very honest, and it's very painful. It's not gonna be easy, and emotions are gonna be out there, with the full moon. But we need to be strong. We need to be brave, because that's the only way that we are not gonna burn bridges with people. Because if we don't embody our higher selves, relationships are gonna fall apart. They're gonna break up. And that's the other option we have. Or we take the best approach and try to heal ourselves, and in that process find compassion for the other person and understanding for the other person. We might not burn that bridge, and we might save that relationship. And it's all on us, not on the other person. The other person can be an asshole, and you still can go inside and find compassion for yourself in this situation, and compassion for the other person, even if they are not coming along with you. Okay? So the other question was, what do I need to let go this full moon? And the tarot card is this one, the Knight of Swords. So whatever is keeping you up at night, whatever you're worried, all this anger, all this resentment from the past, you gotta let go. And I think it's so easy to say it, and it's so hard to put it in practice. But we need to do the work. We need to talk about this. This is a great time for therapy, for having a counselor, for having someone to talk to. Okay? This is the time where you are very, very connected with your inner child, and you can heal it. So we need to first be aware of what's coming up, dig a little bit of where it's coming from, and talk about it. Like, you don't need to do this process alone. You can do it with a therapist that is very experienced on this. So yeah, we gotta let go of all those worries that are keeping us up at night, and are not letting their blockages. Like, that's the resistance for your dreams not to manifest, because you're worried at night. No, you shouldn't be worried about these things. You should actually look at them and work on them and heal them. So that's the only way. And then this is the energy that came up for when you get out and stuck and stop worrying about those things. This is the energy that we need to embody. This is the energy about Aquarius. Yeah. Be this. Be the fool. Just trust that the universe has your back. And just start something. And be yourself. And don't be afraid of that. And be connected to your emotions and follow your intuition. You are not alone. When you act from a place of authenticity, from a place of love from within, the universe always has your back. Okay? And then the back of the deck, of the tarot deck, we got the Three of Cups. So that's just another reminder that whenever we follow our hearts, we're gonna be celebrating with real friends, because our relationships are gonna be tested. Friends, parents, boss, partners, your spouse, everything, every relationship. You're gonna be like, which relationship is healthy and which relationship is not. And you are gonna be able to make a decision. But like I said, we have to embody our higher self to be able to do the best for ourselves. Because when we come from a place of anger, a place of wounded inner child, we sometimes don't make the best decisions. Maybe we make very, very selfish best decisions in our mind, but when you look back and you say, like, I could have saved that relationship, I couldn't save that friendship if I accepted and I said, like, I made this mistake and I don't want to make it again, and let's work on this, instead of like, you did this, you did that, and I'm done, and walk away. And it's painful, like when things that are said, you can't take them back. They already made a mark in somebody's heart. So even when these conversations that we're gonna have these weeks are hard, maybe take a little time to cool off and then come back, or maybe do email or text, whatever makes you feel better, and whatever way that you don't set yourself for getting triggered and get angry and get mad. And maybe whenever you feel like that, walking away and saying, hey, right now I'm not my best self, I'm really mad, I just need to cool off to find myself again. I don't want to say something I'm not proud of, that I'm not feeling, that it's just anger. So walk away, okay? Like, you can always be your higher self. When we are angry, we're not ourselves. Like, it's like something possesses us. Okay, I'm gonna pull a couple affirmation cards for us. Let's see. Attack, pain, fear, judgment, and any form of separation are merely calls for help. Yeah, that's a great affirmation for today, for like the entire energy of these weeks. Whatever we're seeing and we're getting hurt from, it's just we're projecting on other people. Like sometimes, talking about the mother wound, we feel like the people that are here are right now with us, they have to fulfill a need that they can't fulfill on you. Like, and all this judgment, these expectations, this anger comes, this resentment comes from them not fulfilling the expectations that you have about them. Like, they have to make you happy, and that's not true. Nobody else can make you happy, and this is all the theme this month, that if you are looking for happiness and validation outside, you're not gonna find it. And if you want to fix relationships, it's not them. They might have their problems, but how you react to it, that's your problem. What's triggering me about them, about that relationship? That's the job we gotta do. That's what we have to journal about. What is happening with me? Because the only thing that we can control is our own actions, our own thoughts, our own reality, how we see the world. And if we come from a place of pain and anger, what do you think we're putting out there? And awareness. Awareness is the key for all of this. Being aware of our behavior and not judge it. Don't torture yourself. Just see it and then think about it. Meditate on it. Like, where is this pain coming from? Where is this anger coming from? Because you might have a really beautiful life and still have anger. And I see it in so many people that had trauma, that had a hard childhood, that didn't feel loved, that felt neglected, abandoned. And all these feelings are still there. And we're adults now. We're playing to be adults, but we are kids and we're still wounded. So we need to do the work, because if two kids are fighting, like 2-year-olds, like, they are not going to be empathetic. They're just going to be mad and going to hit each other at the end. you know? But when somebody, it's a 5-year-old that has discovered empathy and compassion, and you embody your higher self, you know, you can end that fight. And you can hug the other person and say, hey, I made mistakes too. I forgive your mistakes. But we need to talk about this. Healing just doesn't happen when we just ignore the problem and then we just try to be happy and like stop, you know, like they say, like you can't cover the sun with a finger. You can't. You know, you need to talk about it. You need to heal it. So it's great time for therapy. Let's do this one. Let's find a nice oracle card to guide us during this time. Ooh, infinite possibilities. Yes. So yeah, we are where we think, people. Our thoughts become our reality. We have infinite possibilities. But if you keep yourself stuck in patterns that are unhealthy, relationships that are toxic and unhealthy, and you don't talk about them, and you don't heal them, you don't work on them, you're gonna be stuck in this cycle forever, you know? You need to awake yourself to your higher self, to a better person. You can be that better person. Yeah, especially with those that you love. And I know it's really hard, but love is really powerful and you can forgive. But you need to do the work. You all need to do the work. And it's going to be hard because you're going to try to persuade other people and other people are going to try to persuade you. But coming together and seeing the love above all is my advice, you know? So I hope you got advice from this. I hope you got some kind of good guidance for this month. And remember that we can't control other people, but we can control ourselves, okay? So a lot of awareness, a lot of self-love, compassion for ourselves, forgiveness for ourselves and for others, compassion for others. And feel your emotions, feel the feelings, but don't get stuck on them. Let them go. This is the opportunity. And then new moon is coming in a week, you know, in a couple weeks. New moon is coming and it's gonna be able to open up a new chapter. But we need to be already, you know, like letting go to make a space for this new energy. All right. I love you guys. I hope you find something and then my video helps somehow. So like and subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you in a couple weeks.